Welcome to another Demarcation Media Mega Construx review. Halo 4 and 5 did a lot of things that made a lot of people mad, and a lot of people hate the Spartan armor designs. However, the Spartan Recruit generally gets a lot of praise. I don't often see people saying how terrible Recruit looks because it's just a very, very nice looking armor. So today we are going to be taking a look at every single new Articulation Recruit that Mega has made. Before we get started, I want to give a huge thank you to What's Up My Dudes over on Reddit. A handful of these figures that you're going to be seeing today are on loan from him because they are rather difficult to get, so this video would not be happening without his help. So huge thank you. Let's go ahead and jump in. To start off, we have the Recruit from Fireteam Crimson. This comes in the nice speckled dark red color that Mega has not used in a long time, and he comes with a gold visor. This guy has seen some action. You can see a little bit of stress marks on there, but that's fine. You know, they can survive that sort of thing. But yeah, this dark red, very nice color. It's not a color we see very often, and this is the only time we ever see a Recruit in this particular shade of red. The visor is literally the only print that we have on here, but I don't really think it needs much. Next up, we have a very, very bright green Recruit. This guy comes from Fireteam Venom, and he does have some incorrect pieces. The legs should have different armor and different lower legs, and the forearms are not correct. That's not how he comes in the set. He really would come with the full Recruit getup, but you get the idea. Bright green, he's got the chest plate, that's correct. The visor is a gold, but it's so light it almost looks silver, and that's literally it. No print elsewhere. It just looks like a green Recruit. I can't say that I love this color, but it's also not bad. Recruit does look good in most colors. I just think that visor needed to be maybe a different color. Now this guy is a much more Halo green. I actually love this green. It's a very flat, clean, just good green. There's no color inconsistencies like the metallic has. And this guy came from Fireteam Taurus. That gold pops much better against that darker green, and the black undersuit looks really good. Again, no other print, but that's just kind of how Mega's troop packs were. They just didn't come with much print, and I think in this particular case, that's really extra fine because that green is just brilliant. Giving this guy a wash, though, would bring out that detail so much better. Now, this guy is one of my personal favorites. This comes from the silver metallic Cryopod because, well, he's a silver Recruit, and he's in that silver plastic that is just shiny all the time. That's just how Mega made it. It's just so good. It looks almost like it has a layer of print or something over top of it, but that's literally just how the plastic is, and I'm all for it. The orange visor pops really nicely too. Now, this particular dude I did get used, so he has the wrong, like, groin piece. That's a normal, like, Halo 3 Master Chief groin piece. You can see that's what it's supposed to look like. So I actually didn't notice that until just now. Regardless, though, it is the same silver, so it matches enough. And again, I absolutely love this silver. I wish Mega would use it more. And this guy definitely does not have any problems with his visor popping. It's just really good. The black undersuit with the silver, too, is a very, very high contrast, and I also really like that. I don't have the Cryopod to show you how he fits, but I feel like the Cryopod is not necessary to appreciate how cool this figure looks. Now, this is a deceptively simple looking figure. Out of all of these, this is one of the hardest to get. He just looks like plain red, nice gold visor, nothing much going on, but he comes from the Arena Champions pack, which is quite rare and hard to get, and the figures that are all included are also quite rare and hard to get. So that's where he comes from. He looks very nice and very clean, but to get one of these, you either just have to get lucky and find one somewhere, or you just have to buy the whole set, and he's just not that common. Which is weird because you would think looking at him that he came from blind bags or something, but no, he came in that set, and that was the only time we ever saw this particular combination of colors. Now, just because that was the only time we saw a bright red paired with a gold visor, that doesn't mean it was the only time we had a bright red recruit. In fact, we got one in the Warrior Series blind bags, and the only real difference is the visor. This guy comes with a very, very clean metallic blue. I think that looks cooler, honestly, than the gold does. It's so sharp and clean, and every single one of these figures that I've had or seen looks like their visor is just a separate piece that was like glued in there. It's just so good. It's so good. The edges are so sharp. But again, just plain red all over the rest of the figure, and that's about it. I mean, again, the visor is the only difference between this guy and the Arena Champions pack. Did you really think that was the last red recruit? Because if so, you would be incorrect, because we have the Halo Heroes Series 8 Flaming Noob. That's not really what Mega called him, but that's what he looks like. This dude is probably my favorite out of all of them. The flame print all over the figure is fantastic. It's around the sides. It's even around the back. He comes armed with a specially printed SMG that's very Tron-like in color. There is a skull printed on the head. This guy's visor is in green, and this red is a bit more metallic than the other ones that we've seen. Also, the skulls are on both shoulders, and it's just good. This guy is really not that hard to find, and I'm quite happy about that because he's just so perfect. Absolutely perfect. I really can't complain much about this because it's literally the best recruit out there. Oh, now you thought we were done with the red recruits. No, we're not. This was a figure that I honestly wasn't actually sure existed. I thought I knew all of the recruits, and then thanks to What's Up My Dudes, I found out that, oh, there actually is a gummy recruit. I thought I had seen a red one, and then I was like, maybe I was just imagining it. But no, there is a gummy red recruit. He's literally just what we've seen on all these other figures, but in gummy red, and he comes with a red energy sword, just like Jega. So this guy had the sword before Jega did. This comes from Alpha Series, so I believe this was a secret rare, or at least a rare, and that's why there's like no information about him. I would say secret rare, because the secret rares, if you were not aware, secret rares were extra figures packaged in with other ones. So sometimes you could get 2 figures in one blind bag, one of them being a very, very rare variant. So that's why there's like no information. So take a good look, because I really haven't been able to find any other images of this dude out there. It's just that rare. Next up, we have our one and only white recruit. This guy comes in the cookies and cream white, not just a pure white. His visor is almost yellow. It's like a very, very pale gold, but it looks more yellow against the white. Very nice. I think it's probably not the most useful color, but I kind of feel that way about most Arctic things. It's like, oh yeah, Arctic stuff is mainly used for Arctic locations. It's cool though. I do like it. This guy comes from the Revenant Raid set, which is a weird one. It's like a one-off with a Revenant, and there's just a handful of like Halo 4 and 5 Spartans in white. So it's very strange, very interesting, and he is one that's not really like rare and sought after. He just kind of is ignored. Like when you look up Mega Spartan Recruit, you're not going to see this guy as the first result. Most likely you'll see this dude right here, but not this guy. He's kind of forgotten. Now this dude is cool. He comes from the Promethean Strike set, and that set came with blue Prometheans and then basically just a bunch of 4 and 5 Spartans in this kind of pumpkin-y orange color, and that's one of the very few times that we've seen this color used, and I really like it. It's slightly metallic, but there's no flake in it. It's just the right mix of hues, and then he's got a gold visor, which surprisingly pops well against the orange. I don't know, I would expect the gold to kind of get lost, but no, it pops pretty nicely. And these guys do tend to command a heftier price on the aftermarket due to, I don't know, I guess the Promethean pack was just sought after. I don't know, I see a lot of them for sale. They're just all for sale for ridiculous prices. So I'm really happy to have this guy in my collection because it's just a wonderful orange. It's just so good. And I do wish Mega would reuse it, but I feel like I say that with a lot of their old colors, so maybe that's just me. Now, my main goal for these comparison videos is to get all of the unnamed and generic Spartans together to get good looks at them. However, there are named characters using the armor, so I feel like they deserve at least a quick mention, and this guy is a bit in between. This is Spartan Davis. but most of you guys probably don't know who Davis is, or you might have just heard of him. He's like, I think he's a character from the Spartan Assault game. He's like Palmer's friend, and I think he dies. Spoiler alert, sorry. But basically, he's just a generic yellow recruit, and he has a very, very bright visor as well. Not very much contrast. So, I don't know. He can be used as a generic yellow recruit if you really like this shade of yellow. It's a bit bright for my taste, especially with that visor. I would like more contrast. I just like contrast with the visors, but it's not bad. It's not a straight yellow. It's more of a butter yellow, which does make it a little bit more palatable, and it's got a little bit of fleck in there, which is nice. The real notable character, though, who uses the recruit armor is Thorn. Thorn was seen in Spartan Ops. If you have not watched the cutscenes of Spartan Ops, it's such a good little miniseries. I absolutely love it, and I'm a huge fan of Fireteam Majestic, especially Thorn, because he's just a really level-headed, good Spartan. He comes with a, I believe that's, oh, what is that actually? Oh, my Promethean weapon lore is not up to snuff. It's like an assault something. Somebody can tell me in the comments. But Thorn himself is a nice blue and white. Looks really good. Kind of my channel colors, actually. And then he's got a little bit of print around the back, too. This guy tends to be fairly expensive on the aftermarket, but I feel like the prices have gone down a little bit since I was hunting him a couple years ago. So he's good. He's one of my favorite figures just in general from Mega, and he's one of my favorite characters, so it's kind of a win-win. So there we go. That's all of them. And what I want to do is I now want to rank them from 1 to 10. What's the best one and what's the worst one? I am keeping Davis in here because I really do feel like he's basically just generic. I mean, he's just yellow. I don't feel like keeping him as a main character is I don't know. To me, he's generic. We're keeping Thorn out, though, because he is a named character. So, in the first place, obviously, we're going to put this guy. He's just the coolest. He's just awesome, all right? So, he's going to take the number 1 spot. Unsurprisingly, our little silver dude is going to take the number 2 spot. Bruh, stand up. Thank you. This guy is going to take the number 3 spot. Number 4, oh my gosh, he doesn't want to stand up. Number 4 is going to go to the Warrior Series one because that blue visor is just so good. So good. Number 5, I think honestly he's going to go to the Gummy. It's just really interesting. I am typically not a huge fan of the gummies, but I don't know. This one's kind of cool. Kind of cool, and the fact that he's just so elusive is interesting to me. All right, the number 6 spot. Honestly, probably going to go to this dude, Crimson, because Crimson's just good. Number 7 will be Taurus, because Taurus is also just good. 8 is going to go to the Arena Champions one. He's just solid and good. Wait, did I say 1 through 10? Because I think we have more than 10 here. So we've got... He's going to go in the number 9 spot. This guy's going to go in the number 10 spot because I feel like the lime green is... I don't know. I think I like the white better than the lime green because the white does have Arctic use. And then I'm going to put this guy in last, not because he's bad. I do like all of these, but I just feel like he's the least notable, to be honest. The least notable of all of them. So that is how I would rank them right there. So there you have it. That is every single new Articulation recruit that Mega has made. Let me know down in the comments. Do you like this armor? How many of these figures do you have, and which one is your favorite? And do you agree with my ranking? I'm very curious to hear what you guys think. I personally love the recruit armor. It's up there with like Mark 7 for me. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And a huge thank you again to What's Up My Dudes for lending me the figures. Because, again, the Gummy especially, there was no way I was getting one of those. So this video has happened because of his generosity. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And I'll see you next time.